Hey everybody, I'm Justin J. Pearson, and I'm running for president of BSG. There are a few reasons that we're running this campaign this year. One has to do with representation. How can we represent all voices in a conversation?
All right, we got to talk about the Tennessee 3 thugs that led an insurrection at the Tennessee State House. Let's just be real and call it for what it is. It was an insurrection at its finest. And it's just funny and hysterical to me how the Democrats, they don't like it when someone else uses the same rhetoric and applies the same pressure that they do to the GOP.
The National Rifle Association and all of these gun lobbyists continue to be able to have control over our legislation. What's going through my mind right now is we need to fight for democracy in the state of Tennessee, and we need people not only just to vote, but people to show up and speak out so that we can end the gun violence epidemic that's happening in our state. This is wrong, this is unjust, and this is not the way that it has to be. There is a better way for us to live, and we don't have to live this way. But the Republican Party of the state of Tennessee want to keep things the same. If you want to fight to change it, if you want to help to make this place a better place, you have to use your voice, you have to use your power, and yes, sometimes you've got to get expelled.
This was a clear insurrection, period. And these 3 thugs should have all been expelled. They should not have left Gloria out. They should have expelled all 3 of them. And then, of course, the usual suspects are going to holler, oh, it's racism that they expelled 2 black guys and they're trying to voter suppress again. No, it wasn't. You guys broke the rules that's been set in place for years.
No action, no peace. No action, no peace. No action, no peace. No action, no peace. No action, no peace.
Talking about protecting the Second Amendment, but we have not seen a bill after bill about protecting children.
Do something!
Instead of providing them resources, we're talking about providing them guns. Instead of stopping the NRA legislation that we know is bad people, we are seeking to legalize it.
Imagine going to your job, and your job's next meeting, you show up with a bullhorn, and you completely disrupt the hearing and hijack it, as well as shoving people in the process, while calling them racist derogatories. Do you think that you're really going to keep your job? These people are clowns, man, and it just shows that this social justice warrior stuff is just a contagious plague. I want to talk about specifically the 2 that did get expelled, and I guess they're coming back now, but they're being exposed, and the truth is starting to come out. One of the clips that I want to show you is them calling one of the Republican candidates racial derogatories, and he calls them out on it.
What I told you was what you just exhibited. As the only member of their caucus who is not of the Caucasian persuasion, I said that you put a brown face on white supremacy.
I'm an immigrant, everybody knows. I have been in this country for 53 years. I have never encountered a racial slur. I'm really not aware that any of that applies to me. I live a good life. Yet, you on tape called me a brown face. You walked up to me. You had no business coming up to me. You were sitting a row or 2 ahead of me. You shoved your finger in my face and said, Kumar, they will never accept you. You said it twice. It is disappointing that you have insulted this body. You have insulted your colleagues. You have insulted the House of Representatives in the state of Tennessee. You have insulted our speaker. You have personally insulted me.
And to make matters worse, they go on air to claim that they didn't know any better, that they didn't know that their actions would lead them to being expelled. And this is what I'm constantly talking about with the left, especially the black KKK social justice warrior, which I'm gonna get into later on in this video. I got plenty of videos to show y'all today. They want justice for everybody else, but only mercy for themselves. They think that they can just go after people for certain behaviors and decisions and things that they say, but they can go around and can say what they want and do what they want, and they don't expect to be reprimanded or suffer any type of consequences whatsoever.
You say you knew it would be violating decorum rules, but did you have any idea that the backlash would be like this from your colleagues?
No, we had no idea that what we were doing would break a rule that could lead to our possible expulsion or our actual expulsions. What we were doing was listening to voters who said that we need to listen to the people who want to have gun safety laws. We need to stop the epidemic of gun violence, and we need to stop the proliferation of weapons in our communities in addition to our schools. This was a tragedy that happened at the Covenant School in Nashville, but instead of addressing the tragedy, the Republican supermajority in Tennessee decided that using our First Amendment right to listen to the thousands of protesters deserved expulsion.
And this is the consistent, intolerable behavior from the Democrats and the left. They can act on things, and no matter how bad it is, no matter how much law breaking it is, they don't expect to be reprimanded or suffer any form of consequences whatsoever. And lastly, I want to talk about this Justin Pearson, because all the truth is coming out about him, and it just proves that this social justice warrior stuff is nothing but a grift, and it's contagious and what's popular to do right now. Everybody's seen his speech of him going from being 28 years old to 75 years old and somehow going into a time lapse back in 1960s.
Yes, I tell you, it was a sad day on Saturday. All hope seemed to be lost. Representatives were thrown out of the State House. Democracy seemed to be at its end. Seemed like the NRA and gun lobbyists might win. But oh, that was good news for us. I don't know how long this Saturday in the state of Tennessee might last. But oh, we have good news, folks. We've got good news that Sunday always comes.
He literally is culturally appropriating a 1960s civil rights activist. You can't make this shit up, man. Now it's coming out and it shows back when he wasn't a social justice warrior, when he had a nice clean buzz cut, didn't have that old nappy ass afro all out and sounding like he's MLK back in 1960s. So now the video's coming out and it is hilarious and just shows you the hypocrisy.
Hey everybody, I'm Justin J. Pearson, and I'm running for president of BSG. There are a few reasons that we're running this campaign this year. One has to do with representation. How can we represent all voices in a conversation? I wanted to do this by partnering with organizations from the Bowdoin Democrats to the Bowdoin Republicans. I want to bring together different voices, dissenting voices, voices that may be more liberal or more conservative, in order that we can reach a point of sort of the radical middle, where conversation and dialogue happens and growth happens. Right now, we have tensions on our campus that can only be resolved by understanding one another. And creating those forums and those spaces will be a part of the legacy I hope to lead as the BSG president. BSG must also work better as a liaison between students and administration, not working for administration, but bringing the concerns, the values, and the beliefs of students by listening and engaging with the student body to administration, not for administration. Next, we really want to work on safety and security. This year has shown us the challenges we have on our campus and in the Brunswick community. So I want to make sure that we're working with BPD to Bowdoin Security to make our campus a safer place for all students. And that includes working with people like Benji Douglas to make sure that we're working on sexual assault prevention here on our campus. There are many issues that we can work together to solve. And that includes working on institutionally environmental issues. That includes building better connections with residential life, of which I'm a part. But I can't do this alone. And we can't win this election without you going out and voting. So join the People's Pearson campaign and let's chart ourselves to a better future. Thank you.
This is what's wrong with our country, and what these fools and many of them that are like them are doing is dangerous. It is sad, and it's just unacceptable for people not to call them out for what they are. They're doing nothing but grifting and trying to ride this wave of wokeism that is currently popular in this country today. And to be honest with you, it's divisive. And it's separating us more and more in this country. I'm sick of it. This is why I have a deep disdain for the social justice warrior. This is why I have a deep disdain for the wokesters. I can't stand them. I don't like them. I'm not going to be the dead horse on this video. I want to know what you guys' thoughts are. Should they be trying to temporarily let them back, or should they stay expelled for their poor behavior, their ghetto-ass behavior of breaking the rules, going in to interrupt and completely hijack a hearing while shoving and assaulting and pushing people? Leading an insurrection, should they continue to be maintained, expelled? Do you think that this was racist? Do you see the hypocrisy of the social justice warrior? I want to know. Put it in the comment. It's your boy, Craig Long 45. If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell so that you get notified every time I put out a new video, and I will be going live very soon, people. Put it in the comments. I want to read them. I read them. I look forward to it. Thank you guys again. As always, you can't make this shit up. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, wait.